Okay, so I did something that is pretty insane. I decided that I'm actually going to become an IT support professional. And listen, I am not going to lie. I am low-key terrified. Like, terrified. I don't know anything about hardware. I don't know anything about servers. I barely know how to spell motherboard some days. And yet, here I am. This week actually changed something in me. And by the end of this video, you'll see why I actually believe that I could do this. So this is officially week 1, and I'm not trying to be dramatic, but starting something new as an adult hits different. Like, yeah, cool, you're learning something new. There's always this voice in the back of your head where you're like, damn, is this gonna work? Am I gonna fail? Is this not for me? Am I possibly even starting too late? But at the same time, it feels like something I have to do, something I really feel is pushing me to go and pursue this. Let me explain how clueless I was this week. I learned what RAM was, and I swear I had to reread that multiple times just to understand. I knew how to put RAM in though from previously. I just was looking it up one day, but I was confused what the purpose of it was. And then the power supply, don't get me started. I thought the power supply was the brain, but apparently that's what they call the CPU. So everything started to throw me for a loop. And then when it came down to the wattages and having to understand the wattages and like, okay, but why does it necessarily matter? Then having to understand the compatibility, then 80 plus gold and platinum, like what are we talking about? Why do I need math? Why do I need to calculate this? But the crazy thing is even while being scared, I just continue to keep going, and I will continue to keep learning. So this is where most of my week went. Just me trying and honestly even pretending I know what's going on sometimes. But there was something weirdly comforting about it. I'm finally building something in my life that might actually change where I end up in a year. And that's the part that scares me the most, honestly. Not the learning, but the fact that this might actually work. So let me tell you my first little win for week 1. I finally can understand a hardware diagram. I could look at hardware and kind of point out exactly what each piece is and maybe a little bit of what it does. But trust me, I do not care if this is beginner stuff. I'm actually really happy and proud about the fact that I can finally do that. Because honestly, it took me out for minutes not being able to understand every single piece. It took multiple quizzes, got it multiply wrong. But eventually I picked it up. Multiply, probably not a damn word. But it made me think maybe I'm not as dumb as I thought. You know, I finally learned that it doesn't really come down to not knowing something. What it comes down to is moving at your own pace and learning what you know you need to learn. Eventually it will all click. I'm going to be real with y'all. The reason why I'm starting these type of journeys like I did with web dev and I plan on doing with IT support is simply because there has been plenty of things in my life that I said I wanted to start, like drawing, writing a book, and then I never completed it. I would always quit before I seen results. I even done it with YouTube channels in the past, and I promised myself with web dev and with IT support that I will not quit, that I will continue pushing, I will complete, I will learn the discipline to stay consistent. I don't care how scared I get, I do not care how slow I have to move to understand something, and I don't care how many times the power supply wattage tries to fight me. I'm going to be doing this for my future self, the version of me that I know deserves better. And listen, I know I look calm right now, but this week had me fighting for my life. I only get to study about 1 hour a day anyway, so whenever something doesn't click, I kind of feel super defeated. But at the same time, this is the most alive I've ever felt, finally chasing something that I'm truly passionate about, that I could see becoming something huge. It's something to get better at, and it's something that scares me just enough to keep pushing. And that's why I think this journey is a little bit different compared to web dev. Because with web dev, I always pictured it as a side hustle. I never even seen it as being something that was huge. It was something that I did for fun, would probably do for family, and do for a couple of $100 here and there. But with IT support, I could literally see this becoming a career and branch off into multiple side hustles and business ideas. This one in particular creates a better life, while with web dev, that just created extra income, a little bit of extra income, if you could even book a client. No dissing web dev is fire. So this is the start. This is the first video of my new chapter. And if you've been here since the web design era or the live streams era, you're about to see me take everything I learned, the consistency, the discipline, the grind, and rebuild my life in a whole new direction. I hope you stay long enough to watch it all unfold. So yeah, I'm starting my IT support journey and I am truly terrified. But for the first time in a long time, I am finally excited about who I will become. So if you are starting something new, you are not alone. And maybe, just maybe, we can figure this out together. Alright, I'll catch y'all in the next one. Make sure you end up leaving a like, comment, and subscribe. This is Marzi. Deuces.